There's texture, there's color work, there's stripes, there's everything. Towel.
Towel.
Not table.
No, towel.
It is by far my favorite piece in this collection.
Hi everybody and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are as always your hosts Arne and Carlos.
And today we are here with the first release of the collection that we have designed for Rowan. We're calling it New Nordic, Norwegian Wool by Arne and Carlos. And the Norwegian wool is something that we have designed for Rowan. It's this beautiful, crisp Norwegian wool which is spun in Italy, so it really brings you the best of two worlds. We've done a series of designs for them and they're being launched in two releases. We've got one release launched in October of 2021 and the second release will be launched in November of 2021.
Yeah, so this is the first release.
So this is the first release. It consists of 5 pieces. We're going to talk about the design, the inspiration, and a little bit about the different techniques that we've used. And we hope you enjoy this episode.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to start with, Arne?
I want to start with this one.
Okay.
So put it on.
You can put it on the dummy. And this is also going to be a great opportunity for you guys if you want to learn some Norwegian, because we usually use Norwegian names for these designs. This is a unisex collection, so we've got both male and female names. But, you know, just because a sweater has a female name doesn't mean a man can't wear it. It's unisex. Sweater number 1 is called Tove, T-O-V-E. In Norwegian is pronounced Tove.
Yeah.
And here it is.
This one is a mix of sweaters that were worn, that people used like in the 60s and the 70s, and it's also mixed with the X and the O, which is from Setesdal.
Originally, yes.
Originally.
And for this one, the emphasis of the design is on the sleeves. It's quite heavy on the sleeves. And on the side here, you've got a nice shoulder with a red, and then you've got a little bit of the design on the back and a little stripe at the bottom. That's pretty much it.
So for this collection, we try to play with the traditional sweaters, but we're going to add something new to it, so it looks a little bit different. Like some of them at the first look, you think you see something very traditional, but if you take a closer look, there are something new details.
Yeah. So this one doesn't have much of a technique. It's just color work. The good thing about this one is that you get to knit a lot of non-color work all the way up, and then it's only when you reach the top that you have to do a little bit of the color work, and then the sleeves have got most of the color work. But then again, when you're doing the sleeves, you're only doing a smaller surface. So I would say this is a great color work sweater for somebody who is beginning to go on their color work journey. So it's a pretty good one for that.
And you can practice how to carry the floats, because you need to carry the floats.
Yeah.
Some parts.
One of my favorite sweaters to wear in the collection. Remember when I sank into the snow? That was an experience.
That was so fun. So, but I think I think it came out really nice when you have all the main patterns on the sleeves, because it gives something
fresh and new and different from the traditional.
And then we have this one, which also...
you looked so good in.
I know. Which also is based on the traditional sweaters, but this one has more details.
Yes, this one has a lot of texture and a few different techniques. The design is called Malin. Malin is spelled M-A-L-I-N. It's a woman's name, but as I was saying before, this is a unisex collection, so it doesn't really matter. Men or women can wear these designs.
This one has the X and the O, but it's very oversized, so it's a bigger X and O, and it has the details also from like the snake from the Setesdalen sweater. So these patterns are actually inspired of the Setesdal sweater, but this one is very big compared to what you find normally. And also on the sleeve you have the snake and the X and the O's a little bit different. And then what makes this different is that in the pattern you have a mix of knit stitches and purl stitches.
Yes, so you're doing color work and adding texture at the same time.
Yeah, so this part is not like what I call moss stitch. This is a mix of knit and purl. But on top you have 3 stripes in moss stitch. So again, this is also something you might think that this is very traditional, but when you look closer, it's very different.
Yeah, there's
actually.
texture. Now, when we were going to do our first collection with Norwegian wool, which is the wool that we designed for Rowan, we wanted to do it a little bit sporty. We wanted to look at traditional sweaters from Setesdal. We wanted to look at traditional ski sweaters because skiing is so big here. And we wanted it to be a very casual, kind of outdoorsy, sporty collection of pretty much the future design classics, I think we would like to call them. And so the whole collection consists of very kind of casual, sporty styles that I think are right now very much in the air. You know, the whole skiing and being outdoors. After a year of lockdown, people really need to go outdoors.
And we also have a little touch of some patterns that are inspired of the fisherman's sweaters.
Yeah.
So it's the skiing and it's the traditional Setesdal and
outdoorsy.
It's a little bit fisherman.
Yeah, and let's go to the Dickie,
that one.
Or I think I heard somebody call it a Talbot.
Talbot.
Or a Dickie anyway. Like we call it a Dickie. In Norwegian, it's a hals. Hals means a neck. So
loose neck.
It's a neck piece, and it's really cool. It's a little bit. Let's see. It is a little bit longer in the back, apparently. Yes, it is, because that's how we designed it. Than in the front. And this one is called Jäger. Jäger is a man's name, a Norwegian man's name, even if the collection is unisex. It also means hunter.
Yeah.
So maybe Jäger would be the equivalent in English, would be hunter as a name. I think hunter is a name, isn't it?
I think hunter is a name in English. Yeah. Jäger is a very nice old name.
So this one has, this is the Dickie, of course. It's got a nice ribbed neckline. We like to do a 2x2 rib usually. It gives it a really nice shape.
And this pattern came after we went to Lofoten. Was that last year?
That was last year on a road trip in 2020.
We went to a museum and there was like these sweaters on display with a very different sailor sweater pattern. We haven't seen it before. A fisherman sweater. So we took that as inspiration. This doesn't look at that at all, but that was the inspiration.
Yeah, there's a sailor influence here that is very clear. I think people, when they see it, they would think immediately, not sailor, sorry, fisherman.
Well, when they see you in a sweater, they would think it's a sailor.
That I'm like a...
You like look so good.
I work on a fishing boat.
But that's part 2 of this collection, so we have a surprise for you later.
Yeah, we do.
But this is knitted with knit and purl, so all the white stitches is purl stitch and the red is a knit stitch. So it gives like a structure.
Texture. Again, a nice texture. Garment. And then you've got a really nice rib that goes down on the bottom and then up around the sides.
The rib is actually a moss stitch on this one.
Sorry, edge.
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 Yeah. Should we say something about the colors?
Yeah, we could say a little something about the colors.
Because when we worked on the colors, we were actually looking for traditional Norwegian colors. Colors you can find on furniture, on painted doors and ceilings and stuff. And we took the colors we think is very typical Norwegian.
Yeah, we did.
So
let's go for the next piece. One. Tine is a woman's name.
So this
could have been Tina as well, and you have that in English, so you all know what that is.
So this is a wrap or a big scarf or whatever you call it. This pattern is inspired of the kitchen towels because we have like a tradition in Norway where you have those. It's like a cotton fabric with embroidery. Very often in blue if it's in the kitchen.
Yeah, blue and white kitchen towels to clean your glass and your dishes.
Yeah, and then you also have this like a towel that is just for decoration. You have this shelf, and there's like a towel hanging.
Yeah, there's like a bar. If this would be one of those.
There was a bar and there was this cloth hanging down with embroideries, and then behind you have like what you call that? Kroker. What's that?
Hooks.
Hooks where you can put up your keys and different things. So it's like hiding stuff. You can even hide the towel which you use when you dry your hands.
Yeah.
It can be behind that beautiful towel. So this flower is actually inspired of something we found on an old kitchen towel. But it also reminds us
an old Norwegian kitchen towel.
Old Norwegian kitchen table.
Towel.
Towel.
Not table.
No, towel. And it also reminds us about something called the Valdresrose.
Which is
the rose from Valdres.
And the rose from Valdres is actually a decoration on barns that you see. We are in Valdres now. This is our home region. And all these beautiful red barns, they have a white rose that is decorated on the ceiling.
Ceiling.
And this is connected to America, isn't it?
Because there was a guy from this region who went to America in the 1800s. Erik Eriksen Moe, I think his name was, and he came back from Pennsylvania, and he was inspired of those barns you find in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I think it's called like the Pennsylvania German people, because they had barns with this rose, and I think he brought that back to Norway after spending 6 years in America.
So it's very interesting, not only in knitting but in other kinds of crafts or cultures. The symbols that we use in our cultural spread from one country to the other. One thing comes from one place, the other comes from another place, and suddenly you have a Valdres rose, which you think is very traditional, but which turns out to actually be American and actually from Germany. Yeah. So it's the way patterns and designs travel from country to country.
And this gray we found on a painted piece we have. It's like an old, what you call that? Like what's the English word? Like a tynne. What's that in English?
A barrel.
Barrel, and it has.
For beer. No.
I don't know what it was used for, but it's kind of a barrel, and it has like leftover paint, and there was like some gray and there was some blue. So these two colors are actually from that.
Yeah.
I think the green we found in the Folk Museum.
No, the green is from a beautiful painting.
Oh no, that's from one of our favorite artists. He had this green in his paintings.
Yeah, and our favorite artist is Håkon Gullvåg. We'll talk about him, and we'll talk about this green and all the other colors in another episode.
We have to talk more about the colors.
Absolutely.
Because
they're very
come
cool.
From somewhere.
Yes. And we have a final piece. It's a cardigan. This one is called Bror. It is by far my favorite piece in this collection. It is a really cool cardigan, again unisex, can be worn by both men and women. This is a mashup of what you've seen here. We've got a little bit of everything going on. We've got a little bit of the moss stitch going on. We've got a little bit of the kitchen towel design rose.
That's Intarsia with Knit and Purl
going on. And we have a little bit of that fisherman look going on. Very, very cool, very happening, because there's so much happening here. There's texture, there's color work, there's stripes, there's everything. And Arne, you really look good.
I know.
In this one.
This is so me.
Yeah, and this is really a favorite of ours.
And we like to work with black and white, because that is also very traditional Norwegian when you have black and white. So the black is more like the black you find on sheeps, and the white is the off-white white.
Yeah. So this first release is available together with a yarn. You can get everything at arnecarlos.com. You can just order it online. The pattern, you can purchase the pattern, and you can order the yarn. So you can just go to our website and do that. Yep. You're gonna love this yarn as much as we do, because it is really nice and crisp and delicious. Yep. It's a delicious Norwegian yarn. And we have a really good, great news and a amazing announcement for all of you guys, because Rowan, who is the company that we design for on a freelance basis, they have now become size inclusive. So it means that from now on, all the, and probably retroactively as well, I'm not sure, but from now on, for sure, every single design that has the Rowan, that is from the Rowan brand, will be graded in many, many sizes, from the smallest to the largest, which means that more people are going to be able to knit these pieces, which I find is amazing. Yeah. And about time too that we all become size inclusive.
And I'm going to make this one for me bigger. I want oversized.
Yeah, exactly. And now you can,
That's
because
so cool. And now I can.
because
I
the
don't
grading,
have to think. I can just knit
exactly,
on the
you can
pattern.
just find the size that you want
Yeah.
from the range of sizes that Rowan is now offering. I'm not sure how many sizes, but I know that it is a lot. So you just have to check it out. You can find more information as well on our website, on our blog. We'll be writing about this and showing you the photos as well from the photo shoot. All of that is available on our blog.
So this is the first part of our collection with our yarn,
Yeah.
the Norwegian wool. And if you think Norwegian wool is sticky, you're wrong. Because
Sticky?
it's
Itchy.
Or itchy because you can wash it.
Yeah.
And then it's soft and soft.
Oh, it's really nice and soft. Nice and soft and crisp and bouncy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're gonna love this. So everybody, we look forward to bringing you a new release of the second part of the collection in November. Stay tuned for that, because there's some really beautiful pieces there as well. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a whole video on color, where we're gonna talk about color and how we are inspired
And
by
show
them.
you the inspiration.
Show you the inspiration and show you our yarn. Show you color by color, everything that we've designed for Rowan. So yes, formalities.
If you like our videos, put your thumbs up and remember to subscribe. And if you're a subscriber, you should put on your notifications, because then you won't miss episode.
Perfect.
That's it?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us week after week. We've got episodes on Sundays and we've got episodes on Wednesdays. So we post twice a week nowadays. And it is a pleasure posting for you guys, because we love doing what we do and we love sharing what we share with everybody around.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.